All we can do is wait. Maybe the queen will cut the charade and calm down without her dumb audience present.
A thick, reinforced metal door barred from the other side. Adrenaline gave me some crazy ideas. There was no way I could break this one down. I opened my mouth, about to call for help, but couldn't make a sound. I was dead tired. There's no way out. The room was filled with an assortment of seemingly useless junk. I recalled the good old video games of my youth, where the player would pick up and combine some completely random items to solve the problem at hand. With that in mind, I searched for something I could use to break down the door.
Coops, you can't even begin to comprehend how funny what you just said actually is. Please continue your detective work.
What the hell was I thinking? In real life, however, you can't just improvise like that. I miss the days when I actually had time to play those golden oldies. I've slept like a baby on mattresses that were borderline torture devices, but this hideous thing outmatched them all. I was stuck in a cell with no way out. All I could do was wait for my destiny to unfold. It wasn't exactly an obscure enigma to boggle the mind with, but all the odd hunches, twitching eyelids, gut cramps. Luckily I wasn't alone, at least in my decrepit remains of a... There's something we're not seeing, John. Someone's interest or angle or agenda. A journalist knew that too well. Especially when working on what may be the case of the century. But each step forward always felt heavier and heavier. Time withered. The silence screamed louder than any siren. Darkness gnawed at my eyes, harder than Terrahive's unrelenting neon blaze ever had. Then the curtains rose once more, ringing, so high-pitched, it almost split my skull. I could tell since I'd tried to do the same with some of my reckless habits. The last face I expected to see was that of a scared kid who thought he could play the charming hustler game in the friggin' pit of all places.
We have a huge problem.
You need to check your pronouns, Puck. Who's we?
I can't. There's been a... Oh, fucking hell.
Breathe, kid. What happened?
Chaos. Complete bloody lockdown. Twins drooling all over the place. Mumbling, Jelani fried, Jelani fried. And Lucy was... I was trying to... Oh, fuck. I don't feel well.
Lucy? Where? Talk to me, kid.
Den of Temptation. Floor 96, room 29.
Odd that you can pinpoint the address like that when you're supposed to be in shock. Why don't you check it out yourself?
Yes, it's my regular pre-party spot. I checked there first. Damn it. She isn't there. You... You're looking for her, yes? Please, go find her. She's the best thing that ever set foot in this shithole. You hear? Best thing that ever... that ever happened to me. The old elevator still works. Take a left and it's at the end of the corridor.
You'll be where?
The baths. I'm sorry. I can't now. Take this coin. You'll need it.
Damn, Coops. That skinny bastard drained like 10 deck years of my figurative life force.
He's on the run. Taking the time to come here was a hell of a risk.
Just the right amount of chaos I needed to turn around, crawl back to my office, and never return. The itch, of course, was convincingly begging me to be scratched. I'm gonna have to see what happened up there for myself. Gateway neurocalibrator. Dual slots, dual 3.11 jacks, dual everything. But what did Lucy need this for? That's some pricey-looking crystal. There's still some booze left. Wait a second. Is that a worm at the bottom of the glass? I've heard of serving worms with exotic booze, but damn, this thing is way too ugly for that. It is an actual worm, but it's covered in a metallic alloy. Ugh, careful now.
Yo, Coops! I'm gonna try something real quick. Don't mind me. Just do your thing. Ahem.
You try your best not to empty your bowels upon first contact with the hideous creature floating in the sparkly liquid. To your amazement, it still shows signs of life, squirming ever so slightly in the palm of your hand.
Metallic but soft, gooey.
Unaware that these were the last moments of its life, you gently prod the worm, revealing its rigid, shell-like, yet oddly elastic structure, saturated with fat.
Crap, did I kill it? Or was it already... Ugh. Oh, what the hell is that smell? Oh, sweet soul.
The putrid stench overwhelms you, instantly clobbering the smells of perfume, leather, alcohol, and burnt conduit. Somehow, you maintain your poise as a thin stream of yellow pus races across your palm.
Oh, that was wrong on possibly every level. There's another one in the glass. Maybe I should...
The temptation is nothing short of a fevered daydream. Can you contain the wretched thing somehow and bend it to your will? Or, perhaps, end its suffering and let it go its final rest alongside its sibling?
Ooh, well, that was freaking delightful, but I'm definitely leaving narration to the pros from now on. I can tell you that.
A plain black wig. Simple as that. Maybe Lucy was wearing it, for whatever reason. To conceal her identity? Or just as a fashion statement?
Dude, look around. Fashion statements went redundant like 1 billion years ago. Oh, you poor thing. Left out here all alone. Won't someone adopt you and give you the forever home you deserve?
How many women were in this room exactly? And who would even wear this? Whatever this is. It even has a cloth tag. Kitty. Weird. Huh. I was expecting a digitag.
It's a reminder that they have their own identities and lives worth living beyond Inferno.
This must be the perfume Lucy bought at Metro. Bootleg crap, as Guza called it. It actually smells really nice. Oddly familiar, even.
Does it? It should.
An untrained eye would see nothing but standard pre-game chaos. I see pain, discomfort, calamity. No good time was had in this room, at least not recently. I hear the shouts of attackers and the screams of a scared upper girl. Lucy was taken by force, kidnapped. I bet this lockdown mess is actually working in my favor now. Cauldron, the main attraction. I should keep an eye out for these signs. Let's see where this leads us. The largest possible cauldron is needed for this rancid, never-ending stew that humanity has turned itself into. It was too peaceful, however. The crowd was reeling from the shock of the attack, barely breathing, struggling to hold their guts in place. But by some miracle, the bartender seemed to be unaffected. And God knows at that point, I really needed a drink. Save me, my good man. I need a glass of whatever will kill my hearing fastest. The bartender was not a very obvious Bion. Tethered by cables and surprisingly functional. He started mixing my drink immediately.
One echoes of the past coming right up.
Echo, a sharp, reliable kick in the gut with the perfect moniker. So you're one of those reader bartenders. I'm not in the mood for tricks, but it'll do the job. Grief, regret, yearning. The echoes of my past were 3 moons orbiting a single world. My world. Carmen. If I can numb it, that'll do, at least for a minute. Or we were the last 2 suckers on Terrahive who cared about time. The hardest thing. I can't do this alone. She was my anchor. We'll solve this damn case together, Carm. Good soul, it's like a serrated knife rolling around in my throat. The drink didn't help. The weight of my emotions was almost overwhelming. It felt liberating. The bartender slapped me back to reality.
John! Holy shit, it worked. Listen carefully, I can only plug into this glorified coffee machine for a short time.
It was my old guy in the chair. So, a tech whiz, and another proud member of the Go to Hell Cooper Club.
I need your help, John.
Tit for tat, Zoe. Help me with my case, and I'll help you with yours.
This has to be the priority. Inferno's entire digital framework is a scrambled egg right now. You get me?
Did you forget that I'm a bit less than savvy with technology?
I need your eyes and ears. I need you to check the physical state of the servers. I need you to find the server room. It'll be huge, capable of storing ginormous amounts of data. Once I'm inside, I can hack the logs and find anything about anyone in Inferno. I'll know when and how many times they took a piss. Heck, I can probably even get you their urinalysis. Would that help?
Might be overkill, but yeah, that information could be useful. I'll look into it.
John, I cannot stress this enough.
Yeah, I'll hurry up. Where should I start looking?
The shockwave happened in Den of Temptation, floor 196, between rooms 21 and 29. That's as close as I can figure it.
I have some questions first, though.
Ay, John, I might look relaxed and cheerful in this Bion.
You absolutely don't.
Observant as ever. The connection is janky. When I've had a chance to secure it, we'll be able to talk more. In the meantime, you have something to do, don't you?
Yep, off I go.
Make it quick. We're running on fumes here.
You that PI who's been looking for the upper girl?
Does that make you nervous for some reason?
Nuh-uh. But you might want to talk to Victy and his boys about that. He sent me to check the scene, but I couldn't handle it.
What? Why? And why you out of all the people in here?
'Cause I don't have an NIN. Stomach replacement, though. Well, that was a bad idea.
Hey, we're not done yet. I have some questions.
Look, man, I don't feel so good. Just go report to Victy, and I'll just...
But where can I find the bastard?
Freaking Den of Temptation. Top floor penthouse. Right up the elevator. Bye-bye now.
The floor of the pit's most infamous antechamber was sticky with the residue of spilled fluids, each echoing step a witness to the terrific chaos. Luckily, a cheerful voice interrupted to distract me from the disturbing, maybe permanently scarring imagery.
Wait, what do you mean there's no need? You don't moisturize like at all.
I don't. Made it this far without that rubbish.
But what about life? You're not bothered by these itches?
Doesn't matter. We've got company, mate.
Good to see you still in one piece, buddy. How'd you end up here?
You're alive. Blimey. My light switch has been worried sick since the lights went out. He gave those sucks a slip and found this place right after the commotion started. He made a friend along the way.
It was no small feat. Yet to Molly Savette, it was merely the backstory of a newfound friendship.
Zip it, mate. We ain't mates just yet.
The voice from the shadows was calm, yet also distorted and filled with pain, like a proud, mortally wounded dog.
Don't mind him, boss. His vessel is almost as ugly as this one. And his eye socket is itchy. Makes him never. My little is trying to share some of his confidence. but he's a tough little muffin, he is.
One, man. Hang on. Cooper, man. The detective.
Holy shit, Snacks! There's two of them now.
I had been half right. A walking corpse had spoken to me. Stripped, clean of every augmentation a human being could have possibly loaded into himself.
Depends. Who or what is asking? You got a name?
Yeah. Kevin's the name.
Kevin?
Something off about my name. Is there, mate?
No, it's actually a breath of fresh air. Most names around here are much harder to pronounce.
Hey, John. Remember Lucy?
Right. Let's get back to our friggin' priorities. Kevin? I'm looking for a missing upper girl. Name's Lucy. Did you see her on your way up here?
Wouldn't say so. No.
I haven't seen you born Nixonida. Sorry, Mom.
Our lovely hosts must have left an impression on you.
You meet one that's right. You've met 'em all. Nasty Azurites. Afflicted evil lot.
He tried to spit through his multiple rows of deformed teeth. It didn't end well.
Right. Would you care to elaborate on your intense emotions?
This vessel goes down in the underworld, right? But there are others which can sense, guide, and worst of all, feed on the stream of thought. They nearly wicked the dream world down there. Up here, they're like swimming fish, which can twist the currents at will.
You mean they can perceive data flow?
My leadsmith can't be sure. But if they can tap in, they can control a little. Nothing is hidden from them, and that makes them viable. And just a tip from Pal Leadsmith. Steer clear of eating azurites. They're as appetizing as a sack of rusty nails.
Well, I wasn't planning to eat them, but good to know.
Anything else we can help you with, boy?
Did you hear anyone mention Yolani in here?
The void in Mali Savet's eye sockets turned into a black hole. I had stepped into pain and anger on that memory lane with all the sweet subtlety of a shrapnel grenade.
My leadsmith warns you not to put that word in your mouth, boy. It can corrupt you, eat your soul.
I had touched on a subject sensitive for both of them.
It's the affliction itself. What looks up here called a virus. Oh, beautiful underworld fought against it. Many dead, few archived. Too many left so holy. We won in the end.
The price was horrifying, and the weeds. Well, you know how it is about weeds, boy.
And how'd you kill it?
Well, we didn't really defeat them, boss. We just sent them packing. The Azurites. The virus lives still. But Molly Smith and the vessel believe in you, boss. You're the right sort. A real hero of the people.
Ugh. You're giving me too much credit. I've been struggling just to track down one missing girl.
We will find her. But if you cross path with that dragon, you must slay it. Do you require further assistance, boss?
That's all for now, folks.
All right, boss. My little wit and mate Kevin will be around.
We ain't mates just yet, mate.
Throughout my ingloriously concluded career, I'd witnessed horrors of every kind, but nothing had prepared me for the sheer terror of that room. Every surface, from walls to floor, was drenched in dark, fresh blood. It looked like a bomb had detonated, scattering bones and organs instead of debris. The stench was overpowering and unmistakably fresh, like copper, but sharper, with a slight electric tang. And hovering just behind the unsettling silence, the eerie hiss of white noise.
No human being could have done this.
Looks like a health spot to me, Coops. Feel free to leave me here for some R&R, will ya?
Every piece of tech in the room fried, dead. It's almost impossible to spot anything useful under all this, well, blood spatter. The bodies, or what was left of them, were mangled beyond recognition. I couldn't even count the victims. Skulls, spines, all exploded.
Their skin looks weirdly intact and clean, as if they're burned from the inside. But it wasn't quick. They died in agony.
Oh, a strange cyber chair. Looks like someone was presented here for everyone else to observe, but why? I was doing my best to compartmentalize what I had seen, to discern anything that broke the usual patterns. Is that a set of bloody footprints? Blood, for example, is always a valuable asset when you learn to utilize its trail. Someone actually survived this carnage?
Or caused it.
Our exhibit might also be the perpetrator. And he clearly left the stage in a hurry. If I squint really hard, I might be able to isolate the tracks and follow them. When a man stepped into my field of view, I felt like time had stopped.
A herald of salvation from the barren filth of souls still threading, yet long departed.
A friendly but stern voice roused me from the shock.
One wall looks crumbled enough. I guess only two remain, huh?
You almost gave me a freaking heart attack.
The right verse always makes for a powerful entrance, though. Wouldn't you agree?
I'm not sure this audience appreciates poetry all that much, myself included.
Yeah, you are familiar with this particular poem. 3 fences were built by stubborn, wayward mankind to defend against its own savior. The inherent flaws of humanity ensure that any structure we build, no matter how grand, eventually crumbles, paving the way for unity and progress. The 3 builders were imperfect, and so were their fences. The 4th one wasn't a builder, but a destroyer as much as a unifier. It's a fine cautionary tale, and my favorite poem, to be honest.
I suddenly remembered. I was the one who was supposed to be leading this conversation. All right, cut the crap. Who are you and how did you get in here?
I am much like you, Mr. Cooper, reliant on nothing but what has already been given to me. Look at us, walking freely among the twitching remains of humanity, and being despised for it. Even worse, manipulated. We are therefore adequate to witness the flow of time and all the magics it instills in us.
Still haven't answered my question.
Bah, I was hoping at least old Malt mentioned me from time to time. The old guard called me preacher. It stuck, and waited to be given meaning.
Should have guessed.
It's a title, given, not claimed. I didn't like it at first, but a man gets used to the most horrible things. A moniker should be easy enough to take, especially if it sounds more like a calling.
I actually have some very important questions for you.
And they will be answered. Meet me in the baths, where we can talk undisturbed by this.
That's all good, but I have no idea how to find the place.
You don't find the baths. You are led there.
Oh, come on. Am I in a Cloud Islands fantasy comic now?
Hey, I love Cloud Islands. It'd be awesome if they made a video game. Wink, wink.
Mystical cliches aside, the baths is Inferno's blind spot, forgotten by the filth that surrounds it. Seek my warden for guidance, and don't let his appearance frighten you. He's a good man. Unless you follow me. Then he would be obliged to take some non-lethal precautions. Still, a good man.
Inconvenient, but understandable.
Think of this as your first challenge, or quest, huh? It will be rewarding. Take this, you'll need it.
I doubt I'll need a single coin.
Goodbye, Mr. Cooper.
Haven't heard a voice that calm for a long time.
Yeah, I don't know, Coops. It's all cute until they roll out the holier-than-thou bullshit.
Like it or not, Preacher was an important piece of the puzzle, not to be ignored. I can finally leave this wretched place. They lead to the right-hand elevator. The official signage led me to the cauldron, the centerpiece of that hellhole. The faint cacophony of what some fools called music was already drilling its way into my skull. Coincidence? Huh. The tracks ended there, smeared into the footprints of 1,000 panicked people grasping for their lives. The red light didn't help either.
Hey, Zoe. Probably not how you expected.
I described the incident scene. Zoe was his usual self. Not even the goriest details could faze him.
Yeah, that can't be it. I need you to find the server room. It should be huge, capable of storing ginormous amounts of data.
I'm on a case, Zoe, and I'm pretty tight on time.
Do I need to explain again that this will probably solve your case too?
I had almost forgotten how irritating Zoe was. Almost.
So if the incident room isn't where they house the server, where should we look next?
That's where the shockwave happened. I can't find traces of any other activity. Find a janitor or maintenance person, someone who knows the building.
I could ask the Chenky twins if I could find a way around their egos.
Straight to the top. That's fine. That's why you're the Hound and I'm tech support.
The Dream Team.
We were the fucking Dream Team, John.
That nerd spent too much time playing shooters with 12-year-olds, Coops. You can't just make gangsters act like lab rats.
I'll be on my way.
I'll maintain this connection as long as I can.
Stand still for scanning, citizen. This is a private area. We are authorized to shoot on sight.
Just let him through.
Proceed, citizen. Your weapon is empty and therefore harmless. You may keep it in your possession.
And you may suck my barrel, asshole!
Well now, detective, will you tell me which one of my vast collection of idiots let you out?
As I stepped into the throne room of evil, Zena's irritation was palpable. Yet there was a flicker of intrigue as she narrowed her eyes in my direction. I needed to tread carefully while dealing with the archdevil herself.
Huh. You can thank your favorite guide for that. Turns out we both want to find that missing girl.
Frickin' soul, I don't have time for this shit. And you decided to waltz right back here? I can't tell if you're crazy or stupid.
At this point, I'm wondering the exact same thing.
So far, you've been nothing but a thorn, poking my eye right in the middle of a shit show that could screw the entire fucking pit. So why should I, pray fucking tell, let you walk out of this room?
I have some information that could maybe get you started on damage control.
Then you'd better have a damn good example, detective. I'm waiting.
Zena had been snappy the first time we met, and making my life a living hell might brighten her day even now. I had to think of something useful, or get ready for a career on the golf course.
I found a place which might be ground zero for whatever happened. It was stacked knee-deep with mangled corpses.
Fuck my life. Go on.
The room's a nightmare, drenched in blood walls to floor.
I laid out the horror and destruction for her, down to the last gruesome detail. The whole 9 kiluyards of massacre, dead tech, and eerie white noise. She bristled. Disbelief and resentment danced across her face like a couple of drunk teenagers. Her attempt at maintaining her composure was unconvincing, a rare crack in her polished facade.
What's your assessment of the, situation?
No clue. It's like every one of their augs just popped.
Cute attempt. It wasn't the augs. Palers don't need frickin' augs. It was their own blood. Whoever did this knew exactly what would happen. Anything else?
Someone was strapped to a bionization chair.
Her brow wrinkled briefly in a frown. She hadn't seen that one coming.
And?
I followed their tracks to the cauldron, but then I lost them among the hordes of spazzers.
Okay, here's the deal. I'll go find that rat fuck as soon as my backup gets their asses down here. But if you get your sneaky mitts on him first, yours truly will owe you exactly one favor. How does that sound?
Music to my ears.
Good. Anything else?
You know, I wasn't the only NIN-free guy in the body horror room. A tall, creepy old-timer wandered by, surveying the goods like a kid in a candy shop.
She got anxious, but quick. The news about the preacher fueled her paranoia like the sauciest clickbait you could imagine.
I knew it. That dork and his merry band of brainwashed idiots are behind this. See, this is what I wanted from you, detective. Critical fucking intel at the right fucking moment. Learn everything you can about Preacher and his cult. I'll mobilize the troops. Those fuckers are planning something big. This is some good work, detective. Now be smart and keep that intel far away from my brother. If Victy starts sticking his nose in, we'll all be fucked. That would be devastating for every single one of us.
Right. Listen, we need to play fair. If I'm going to do any legwork for you, at least give me some answers about my case.
Nobody plays fair in this city, asshole. PIs like you should know that better than most. You get one freebie, for now. Use it wisely.
I found this tech gadget thingy. Can you shed any light on what it's for?
What was that? It sounds like a clunky NIN swapper. We find this crap all the time. Assholes who get themselves banned use this to swap identities and get inside Inferno.
Swap identities? Can this freaking case get any more complicated?
The idea that I could have been looking for the wrong person this entire time almost made me sick.
Better models can be backtracked, but not this piece of shit. Oh well. Now then, I have a lot on my mind, so if you're not here to help with anything, help by fucking off, thank you.
That's all I got.
Not so fast, detective. Your ass is mine now, remember?
And the terms of ass ownership are?
Under the stipulations set forth in Section 4.3 of our arrangement, the contract remains in effect contingent upon the utility of the designated ass. Furthermore, pursuant to Section 12.2, termination of this contract shall result in the cessation of the ass, enforced under the exclusive jurisdiction of yours truly. Put more simply, obey, or it's the end for you. Capiche? Moving on, I need you to check out the place where the whole mess kicked off.
You don't waste any time, do you?
I don't have the fucking luxury. Here's the location. Off you go. I have more important stuff to attend to. And I can't fucking stress this enough. Do not tell Victy anything about this.
Good to see you, boy. Mate. Blimey. Didn't see nobody like that in here, boy.
Kev?
I definitely recall a thing like that, mate. Come a little bit off from worried, boy.
Kevin, mate, can you take me to the baths?
Got the double, mate.
The what?
The coin, mate. For your gob.
Yeah, here's your coin. Now, show me the way, boatman.
It's ferryman, actually. And that coin's for you. Bite on it so you can cross the barrier. One more condition, mate. You've got to wear this bag over your head.
Coops, we don't do bags over heads. You hear me?
All part of the experience, I'm sure.
You should feel right at home.
I just pray we're not switching to some fantasy bullshit all of a sudden.
You're one slippery guide, Puck. Finding you has tested a good portion of my nerves. He was a storm of anxiety, dressed in fancy clothes. My impulses went haywire, begging me to punch his off button. Easy, kid. No, I haven't. The room was torn apart. Everything points to, kidnapping. We'll figure it out. Be calm. You're making me nervous.
Remember our exercises, Puck. We've practiced this before. You know how it works. How do we feel, kid?
Thank you.
All yours, Mr. Cooper. Handle with care.
Easy, John. He looks like he's been through a lot.
Yeah, he probably stubbed his toe and now he thinks he's depressed. Frickin' kids.
Focus, kid. I told you already there were signs of kidnapping. Right now, you are my most intriguing puzzle. So if you can answer a few questions for me, we'll put the entire thing together. How many people were in that room? Can you elaborate on the wig, drink, and glasses I found? Rapid eye movement told me he was trying to spin the story for me, but failed, like dumb kids usually do. You're the one wasting everyone's time. If you don't calm the hell down, My patience was finite, to say the least. That's exactly what we're doing. Let's simplify. Black wig. Care to explain? And why did Kitty give her a wig? For a prank? Or as a gift?
Slap that stupid fedora off his pointy noggin, Coops. That'll get him back on track.
Relax. Think of Lucy. She's depending on us. Spill it. Joseph Christ, I was expecting something mundane, the dumb, everyday crap kids do. But for soul's sake, never mind. For a moment, our roles reversed. Now I was the one panicking. Nothing could ever be simple, I thought. Not anymore. Kids didn't make the old, predictable mistakes. These days, they were speedrunning straight to identity fraud.
Nobody's going to the freaking golf course, Puck. Now talk to me. So, they switched identities. Then what? What was the end game? Finally, after all the distractions, demands, threats, and everything else that had been laid on my head, I had the missing person's point of view. I didn't like it, but I wasn't there to like things. I was there to find the girl. Puck, I'm not up on the latest youth slang, and I don't need any details about your connection.
Love, synthetic, distorted, but still love.
Whoa, easy, kid. I could barely make you speak before, and now you decide to open the floodgates? But what about Lucy's friends? Okay, that was intense. Yeah, anyway, that room you were in, it got turned upside down, and I don't have anything else right now.
Normal human emotions?
She could be right around the corner as far as we know. What we do know is that she's inside Inferno, and I have to comb this place so a nanite couldn't get through. That was likely for the best. Leave this to a professional. Professional. As I said the word, for some soul-damn reason, I actually believed it. It was the first time in quite a while. Or I was just boasting in front of a scared kid, like the bona fide asshole I am. Tell me more about the worm. Right, I get it. So after you sent Kitty and Lucy's friends home, what happened? Remember, every detail matters. Relax. Coherent sentences only, okay? Good man. Continue with the packing part. Hold up. She wanted to go back to the towers? I thought you were planning to escape together. Sweet soul. Let's just get through the events as they unfolded, okay? You went to grab something to eat. Then what?
What aids you somehow, Mr. Cooper?
So, the baths.
You want to know what the deal is with this place?
Bullseye.
Not too long ago, I ignited an idea that slowly began to take hold in the people's minds, or what was left of them. A community of free-thinking, hard-working people ready to take control of their lives once more. Engineers, craftsmen, intellectuals, philosophers, artists, truly inspiring individuals. But others as well. All are welcome here.
And the catch is?
To cleanse their minds from the ceaseless deluge, the addictive drip of trivial delights and easily digested morsels. One must cut the tether to their NINs and all other technology. To cleanse their minds from the ceaseless deluge, the addictive drip of trivial delights and easily digested morsels. One must cut the tether to their NINs and all other technology.
You don't expect me to believe it's that easy, do you?
It is anything but. It's a path paved with true sacrifice.
A noble word, coated in pain, a nightmarish adjustment period, and most probably, death.
I cannot argue with that. Yet I dare to add, re-becoming human. We do our best to prepare them, of course. Kevin is our butcher. He's so adept. He's even applied the procedure to himself. And of course, leading by example me as well.
He turned his head a few degrees to present a scar on the neck where his NIN had been removed. His left hand was a stump, too.
From pain we clawed out inspiration, self-improvement, empathy. We got seconds of our lives back in our hands, and stumps. Time was relevant again. We could understand it, measure it, and finally make everything that had tormented us go away. Destroying our NINs, we burned the bridge to becoming Bions, and thus embraced mortality.
Let bygones be bygones.
Exactly.
What's your story, preacher? I mean, from your point of view.
This, right here, is my story. Everything that came before is irrelevant.
Said every shady character ever.
From what I've heard, your past is way too colorful to be considered irrelevant.
You're right, of course. I will indulge you, but it's not the easiest topic for me. We need to go back to the time of the Big Daddies, implacable tyrants ruling Terrahive with greasy, ogged-up iron fists. I was an honorary member of the board, let's call it that. Their geek in the chair, working my magic while they went around doing their handiwork. They made fun of me, and it went over their heads. Long story short, now we're stuck with the Chenkeys.
As dark as those times were, and as blind as people can be, there have been no times darker than these.
At least the rules were simple. Not leaving a man's gun without a single fucking cartridge, for example.
You know technology better than most anti-tech people I've met.
Know thine enemy. Indeed. It's highly sensitive and quite personal, linking someone's bion imprints directly to the heart of Jelani. Whoever sat in that chair was being turned into kibble.
Kibble? You're suggesting they were turned into a meal for...
For Jelani, precisely.
Except that meal decided to bite back.
Indeed, Mr. Cooper. Now ponder the power required to devastate such a well-fed AI hive mind.
I did not need that picture roaming around my head with everything else. I'm guessing you know a way to fight that power.
I do. Be a human being.
Out of nowhere, the weight of the case hit me like a sucker punch to the liver.
A girl is missing. I want you to find her.
It sounded as simple as buttered toast.
Everything in order, Mr. Cooper?
You don't happen to have a scared teenage upper girl called Lucy wandering around here, do you?
Can't say I know anyone down here by that name. Any other details you'd like to share?
He listened with great interest as I recounted my investigation. It seemed like half a lifetime had passed since I'd left the office.
I see. Well, she's not here. My people would have spotted her in an instant. I'm sorry I'm not much help to your investigation. Puck mentioned an upper girl who blew his mind and made him rethink everything. Coincidence?
We'll see. Thanks. You've got me pegged, but all I know about you is your name from the old Big Daddy stories. You mind filling in a few gaps?
As you may have gleaned, I was the laughingstock of the group. The reason was simple. I stood by my principles, championed order, and pushed long-term strategies benefiting all citizens. I sought to create a dignified ecosystem.
Few things corner a man faster than his own idealism.
Every move was meticulously planned, calculated. The evidence of that vision endures here in the baths. It's functional.
But the daddies are gone. Did you know that?
The hysterical, self-important sprouts we see today may easily become worse than the tyrants they overthrew. Did you know that?
It's one of the oldest lessons in the book.
And let's not forget the remnants of the old guard still haunting the pit. Sometimes feeble and pitiful, and sometimes shameless monsters.
I've tangled with the fiercest of them. He's quite the hairy situation, if you catch my drift.
Picture a genuinely decent soul battling through all of life's rigged games, only to end up trapped within a feline Bion. The news from Puck, his ordeal with his father, it shook me. I wish the lad had brought him to us. We could have made a difference.
You obviously value the man, foul mouth and all.
Kriv remains a man who treasures both life and time, in an era when such things are considered worthless. The twist of fate he endured was nothing short of brutal.
Death is nullified. So is time. We might as well be living in an existential paradox.
Eating our own tails and pretending we love it.
Life's essence, its every moment is precious, not something to be twisted or defiled.
I bet you've also got some thoughts on those two armored juggernauts from upstairs, huh?
The side of his mouth twitched once. Maybe that hit too close to home.
Diesel and Greshka are a mistake. Grotesque pillars propping up a society obsessed with dominance and fear. Yet there's an obscene kind of solace in knowing they're merely puppets now. Their masters, those witless Chenki brats.
Thanks for your time, preacher.
Be well, Mr. Cooper.
Hold it right there.
Hey, would you mind muzzling those freaking mutts?
Save your energy, Diesel. He's not a threat. In a moment, Dick. I'm in the middle of something.
Victy Chenki. Self-proclaimed general, strategist, visionary. The man I caught urinating from the balcony of a luxury penthouse. These two looked almost peaceful, sucking precious juice from their chargers. Terrifying, nonetheless. but for the moment, pacified. You guys remind me of a cute fluffy cat I met recently. Don't burn out your memory stick, buddy.
Save your strength, Greshka. I see you've conveniently found your way to me, Dick.
John Cooper.
A name has to be earned, Dick. Now spill it. What's so damn important you think it merits my time?
Your lady sent me to tell you about the incident room.
How did you manage that? Ah, no Oggs. Impressive. Yet, pitiful. You actually made it inside.
I did, but I'm wondering, what's in it for me?
I let you walk out of here on your own 2 legs. How about that? Now be smart, play your cards right, and there might be more work for you.
I've already got a gig searching for a missing upper girl.
Yes, that jogs my memory. I was watching cricket while my guys were stomping your face. Listen, here's the deal. If she is somewhere within these walls, I'll find her for you. But I need you to scratch my back first. And scratch it well.
Fine, I don't have time for games.
Now we're getting somewhere. I'm listening.
The place is straight out of a nightmare, drenched in blood, walls to floor. I gave him pretty much the same rundown I'd given Zena. By the time I was done, he couldn't hide his anger. Through clenched teeth, he growled.
What's your assessment?
No clue. It's like all their Oggs just popped.
They were palers. It wasn't the Oggs, it was their blood. What else?
Someone was strapped to a bionization chair.
And?
He couldn't hide his anticipation. There was a pair of footprints leading towards Cauldron. His demeanor shifted subtly, a flicker of hope passing across his otherwise impenetrable facade. Yet the tension in the air thickened, as if that same hope was a harbinger of deeper troubles.
The Cauldron, huh? Beyond that line, I can't help you, Dick Cooper.
It was like watching a chess master pondering a board where every piece was rigged to explode.
I need everything you can find. If we work together, there might still be hope. Zena is blind, like me. Just don't become her eyes, or we're all fucked. Do you have anything to tell me?
You know I wasn't the only NIN-free guy in the body horror room. A tall, creepy old-timer wandered by, surveying the goods like a kid in a candy shop.
Preacher.
I thought you might know him. Doesn't sound like he's your best friend, huh?
He's a relic of old, just like you. He could be behind all this, you know. He used to be a techie.
Dork.
I'm well aware. Can you see to pulling this off?
I don't know what he's capable of. That makes him dangerous. And you just let him walk away. You need to get an NIN, Dick. Time to upgrade and leave that antique junk behind.
Hey! Hey!
The old man is testing me. But that's not important right now.
I need to know what I'm getting into with him in the play.
This guy is old school. Never a man of action. Just a rat. A survivor.
So you want me to rat him out?
That would be very beneficial. Just never underestimate a survivor, Dick.
Well, you can probably find him holed up in a place called the Baths.
Of course he is. We have been trying to breach that rat-infested shithole for years. But I have a feeling you could just walk me in there, Dick Cooper.
Actually, I arrived there with a bag over my head, but maybe we can follow the smell.
Sure. When this shit show is over.
Some techies hacked your Bion bartender at Cauldron.
I expected those vultures to show up eventually. What can you tell me about him?
They act as one collective mind. I don't know how much beyond that. Aside from the colossal efforts of your og-free lady friend, I was pretty much the only one capable of standing on my own 2 feet.
You kept Zoe's name out of this. Good.
They're combing the place for the server room. Seems like they haven't gotten lucky yet.
Okay, Dick. But they didn't hack their way into Inferno just to catch some drinks. What do they want?
I wouldn't underestimate them if I were you.
You still don't get it, do you, Dick? There is no server room. What you saw down there, blood, guts and all, that was the server.
I'm not sure I follow.
What is there to understand? They went full circle. They became machines without becoming machines.
You're telling me that the people who died in there were the server room?
Close, Dick Cooper. Palers don't need servers. Not as long as we have Jelani. We coexist.
You are willing slaves to a rogue hive mind.
We're a happy little dysfunctional family. And that's all you need to know.
I'm honored.
Got anything else for me?
I was in room 5678. Sound familiar? It's an easy-to-remember number.
Get a load of this Dick guy. Ha! A what now?
He was easy to read. He had recognized the number and was trying to play it cool. Maybe it would jog your memory if I told you it was Puck's room, where he left Lucy, the missing girl, and from which she was forcefully taken not long ago.
Are you actually accusing me of kidnapping your upper brat? Tread carefully, Dick. And if you don't have anything new to tell me, we're done talking.
No, that's all I got for now.
Come back when you find something useful.